It's week 1 of the National Football League, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. Buckle up. There's football coming your way, and it's kicking off next on Madden.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us north of the border in the beautiful city of Toronto, Canada. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason has all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from Toronto. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Now back to throw. Buying time, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big gain of 39 on 3rd.
And this offense has come out swinging here in the early going. They pick up a nice chunk on that pitch and catch. And the two of them have this offense moving in the right direction to start this game.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Back to throw. Pass incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Back to throw again. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And his kick is good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
Throwing to start the drive, Hutchins. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Hutchins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Vincent. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here that if you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
This is taken at the 15. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
Little power on the move that time, but still tackled shy of the 20. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. So they bring out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Hutchins. Campbell making the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Back to the same target, Campbell. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 2nd down.
At the 43-yard line.
Off play action. Hutchins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Campbell. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Up the middle they go. Vincent. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hutchins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Hutchins. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's in the space past the 25. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1, and I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down to the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation, right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down.
Encroachment, defense.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Good work that time to get him to jump, and now here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. And they'll run on the inside handoff. They find some open field here. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. These two teams all tied after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. From the 25, here's 2nd down and 3. As they've got it as we resume action. 2nd and 3. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7 results in a first down.
They'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And this one is right through. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them. Both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Toronto's offense ready to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Back to throw. Hutchins. He finds his man, complete. That's Weber. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Offense.
A false start backs him up 5, first and 15. Now a handoff up the middle. Vincent. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. A good comeback there after the penalty. 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6. Off the bootleg. Hutchins. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down. Hutchins. That is caught. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 25 yards that time.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
A first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Graham. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 11 more on that one and another first down. A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Operating from the gun. Hutchins to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A 1-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
2nd and 2. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. He's going to use his legs here. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark
Still
off the
first down.
5 and keep it moving.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. And the slot man goes in motion left. They're going to look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great play there. 49 yards. And his guys are going to take the lead.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
Extra point attempt to come here. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Toronto's offense ready to take over. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Up the middle they go. Vincent. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Vincent. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Looking to throw. Hutchins.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
6 yards to go.
From the gun on 3rd down. Hutchins. And he comes back with one complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. He finds his man complete. It's Weber. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's good for 28 yards. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This one caught by Davis. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's 4th down.
That goes in the category of a play that the defense is going to cherish and excites them. A completion, yes, you give up the pass, but no gain, I mean, that's exactly what you want on defense.
And sets up the 4th down.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Huskies offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game.
Throwing to start the drive. Hutchins. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Back to throw. Hutchins. He finds his man complete. That's Weber. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 35.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
He finds his man complete. It's Weber. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And Graham on the ground. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went in reverse a little bit. Threw it on 1st down, then ran it on 2nd down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here?
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by through an opening, and there he goes. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Huskies offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
Throwing to start the drive. Hutchins.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside. Probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
From the gun on third down. Hutchins.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is brought in at the 21.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week one. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He's got this to the tight end, Hopkins.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
A yard all they need, but it's third down.
Back to throw here. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise him with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll look to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, it's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Now a give right side. Shelby. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the agility got him a few extra before he's taken down right at the 10. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 10 yards out. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Huskies 9.
That time, a 9-play drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he returns this to the 22. Toronto's offense ready to take over. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He finds his man complete. That's Weaver. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Vincent, solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Second and 4.
They'll keep it on the ground. Vincent. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, Hutchins. In trouble, and he's taken down. He'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. They bring their punter out there now as he's on here to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. On play action, they'll throw. Looking deep downfield. He's got a man complete. Touchdown! A great effort there. 87 yards as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guys covering take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by them. And once he's by them, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Toronto's offense ready to take over. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Up the middle they go. Vincent. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to Toronto. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Off the play fake. Hutchins looking for Campbell downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
And this is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Vincent. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll keep it on the ground. Vincent. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
40 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
That is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And 10.
Up the middle they go. Vincent. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Huskies are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the 4th quarter.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play. Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand? Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
They have still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. Throwing to start the drive. Hutchins. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown! A great play there. 41 yards. And the Huskies have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive, because they're in full ball control mode now. So if we keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 57 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from home? And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Throwing to start the drive. Hutchins got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilkins. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw. Hutchins over the middle, complete. That's Wilkins.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now a handoff up the middle. Vincent, and he'll get this one down to about the 27. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that one that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. And some room to work. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one a 14-yard play, and it keeps this drive moving. Up the middle they go. Shelby. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
3rd and 12. They'll run again. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the 1st down. And on now is the punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Throwing to start the drive. Hutchins.
Pass complete. Graham.
They need a touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and a field goal. Pretty good start to the drive, though.
Yeah, good start to the drive, but the urgency has to really be increased by both the players on the field and everyone on the sidelines. Got to make sure everyone
can't get away, and he's taken down.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
And just how they envisioned the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for our visitors, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more.